Hello and welcome to another episode of Man vs Brands, where I'll be tasting the brands so you don't have to. This week we're talking about beans. Now there are many different types of beans out there, from baked beans to... Anyway, this week we're going to be looking at baked beans. There are many different types of baked beans out there. You can get different flavours, you can get barbecue, you can get curry, but we're going to look at the standard tomato sauce baked beans. We're going to start off with the brands which we all know and love, Heinz being one of the biggest brands. We're also going to be looking at Branston's baked beans. Then we've got some of the supermarket brands. So we've got Asda baked beans, Sainsburys baked beans, Tesco baked beans, and then Freshona baked beans, which I purchased in Lidl. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heat these beans up in the microwave one at a time and then taste them as we go along to see which one I prefer. Some of the tins that you will notice come with different lids on them. Some you just have the pull back lids, which are extremely useful. Others you have to try and find the tin opener to open. And because it's the most popular, the first one we're going to start off with is Heinz beans. What we're going to look for is the consistency of sauce. Okay, so the sauce just sits at the top, quite thick, and then the beans there. Okay. So for consistency, what we'll do is I'll pour the beans out, put them in the microwave for 30 seconds, stir them around, put them back in for another 30 seconds, and then they should be ready to taste. Obviously, another way to heat them would be on the hob. That sometimes takes a bit longer, so for the sake of trying 6 different brands of baked beans, I'm going to be doing mine continuing in the microwave. So first thing you can tell is the sauce for Heinz beans is very thick. So I'm just going to get some of the sauce off. Okay. Bean itself, fantastic consistency, texture, and the sauce is one thing that obviously will taste the flavour of the beans, and the sauce is really nice. It's very tomatoey, very good consistency to it, good feel to it, and goes down quite well. For a baked bean, Heinz have been doing it for years, know exactly what they're doing, so that's obviously a good starter because we all know how good Heinz can be. The next we're going to try is Branston beans. This is one that we need the tin opener for. Okay, first thing you can tell with the Branston's beans is the sauce is a lot thicker than the Heinz. If you can see that there, it's actually going around the bowl a lot slower. We'll see if in the microwave, if that then does die down a bit. The Heinz had a lot of sauce on the top, while the Branston, there was a wee bit of sauce on the top, but it's a lot thicker, so it actually might go throughout the bean. So we're going to heat it up and see what we get. Okay, so again, next up, the Branston baked beans. The sauce is still actually very thick, and it hasn't liquefied a bit more like the Heinz did, so on heating it up it does stay a consistent thickness, which it looks like you actually get more bean value in the tin itself. Okay, the baked bean itself, it must be standard across. I can't see any difference between that. Again, it's the sauce we're really looking at for the flavour. Now it is a different tomato taste to the Heinz. You can see a clear distinction between the two, but it's a lot thicker and it goes down a lot easier. And the taste is really nice as well, actually. Never really tried Branston baked beans before, but very nice, I really like it. Very thick. There's not too much sauce in it, which is good, but the sauce that you do have is very thick and tasteful. Really, really good. on this occasion what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the other brands against Branston baked beans. First off, we'll start with Sainsburys. Okay, the sauce isn't as thin as I thought it was going to be. As you can see, there is a good consistency to it. What I would have thought was the cheaper of the brands, the supermarket brands, might have been a bit thinner sauce, using different ingredients and things like that. So we're going to heat it up and give it a good taste. So as I say, next up, Sainsbury's. Again, the sauce itself isn't too thin, quite a good consistency to it. Okay, the bean itself, no issue. The sauce has a good tomato flavour to it. It's not overwhelming, but it's not as strong as the Branston itself, but I'm pleasantly surprised. No issues with the flavour here. It's not as strong as I say, but there is still a tomato flavour there. A very good bean. For the first supermarket one trying, definitely no issues with that one. Next up that we're going to try, fresh Ona from Lidl. Again, we're going to need a tin opener. Okay, with this one there is a lot more liquid, as you can see, a lot more sauce sitting at the top. Maybe the same consistency as the Heinz, but we'll heat it up and we'll give it a go. Lidl fresh Ona, not as thick a sauce. Pretty much the same consistency with Heinz. Okay, there is a strong tomato flavour to the sauce itself. The bean, again, consistency, no issues at all with it. The sauce sort of leaves tomato aftertaste in your mouth. Like, you can still taste a wee bit of the flavour. But again, it's not bad either. We'll just try and get some of the sauce. Yeah, it's a decent one. Not a bad flavour to it. But again, compared to Sainsbury's, it's a wee bit warm. I like the thickness of Sainsbury's in comparison, but spot on. The next up we're going to look at is the Tesco baked beans. First thing you can see at the top is the sauce. It's thick enough. There's not as much again as the Heinz. Consistency themselves of the liquid, no issues with it, seems quite decent. So let's give it a go. So we're going to give us a taste. No issue with the baked bean itself, the sauce just on its own. Decent flavour, quite sweet actually. Definitely sweeter than the other ones. With the Tesco's one they are a wee bit sweeter than the others. But still a good consistency of sauce, and the flavour itself quite nice as well. No issues with that one. So we're going to move on to our last tin, which is the Asda baked beans. It's got an easy opener as well. First thing you can see is a lot of sauce. Consistency of the liquid, very thick, quite good. Let's heat it up and see. Okay, the sauce again isn't too bad. No. Sorry Asda, but there is a tomatoey taste there, but it's very mild. Very mild on the Asda ones. Not as strong as the taste. Quite bland really. Not the biggest fan of the Asda one, especially compared to some of the rest. When if I have to pick between the two main brands, so we've got Branston and Heinz, I would have to give it the Branston on this occasion. Mainly because with Heinz, consistency of the sauce, even when you heat it up, Then even going back to taste it after tasting the rest, there's quite like a vinegariness to it, a sweeter taste to it, while the Branston is quite thick. On the taste, it's got a nice tomato taste, maybe barbecue-y to a point, but not the barbecue that you're thinking of in your head. For the baked beans, it is definitely Sainsbury's. For me, Sainsbury's is definitely best value for money. Compared to Branston baked beans, they're a lot cheaper, but I would still favour Sainsbury's baked beans themselves. So I'm definitely calling this as the winner of Man vs Brands, the baked beans edition. You can see the prices up the top of all the different ones, including the Sainsbury's, if you're buying them as single tins. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. There'll be a brand new video next week. Please leave comments below and tell me what your favourite baked bean is. If there's a brand that I haven't actually mentioned here, please let me know about it. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you next week where I'll be tasting brands so you don't have to.